Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to reply to the debate on the nation of thanks to the President for his address to both houses of Parliament. The debate has by and large been very constructive and interesting. I would like to thank all the honorable members who participated in it for making it so constructive. I would like to specially thank the members of the opposition who had so little to speak by way of serious criticism. Sir, one of the points raised was that of our entering into some accords and trying to settle differences by talking across the table. Although I have clarified certain aspects in great detail outside the House, I think it is necessary that I should put the records straight in the House. We have heard criticisms about the Punjab Accord, the settlement in Assam, the agreement in Mizoram. All these accords are major steps forward in bringing the democratic process to the fore and solving our problems. But for these accords, many of us now sitting here and discussing matters would not have been present here. So let not these accords be decried. One important point is the question of socialism. I have been repeatedly referring to it for the last 2 years. Socialism is not the spreading of poverty as some imagine. It is equitable distribution and uplift of the people. We can move towards socialism only if we have greater productivity, if there is more wealth to distribute. We have shown in the past 2 or 3 years that the Indian economy is resilient and is capable of generating just this sort of development. We have continued the strategy that was evolved by Pandit Ji. We proceed along the road that Indraji had laid for us by improving productivity in public sector, by improving efficiency of its functioning. We have brought about a change in our economy, but there are also tremendous challenges ahead. It will not be an easy task. The biggest challenge will be to bring about a new ethos. I raised this point earlier also, and we intend to go into this aspect in greater depth. I have no illusions of quick answers of ready-made remedies. It is going to be a long drawn exercise. It will require a total change in the way the government and the organizations of the government function, not only at the center but right down at the state levels and right down at the district levels. The lower you go, the closer you will get at the crossroads. Also, we will require unstinted cooperation from every section of the house if we are to be really successful. Nobody could imagine that it is a task that can be left only to the government. It will call for the involvement of the entire people at all levels. I have no illusions of doing it fast. We should ensure that every step is in the right direction of reducing the costs of our programs. When I go to the rural areas, to the remote villages in the country, I hear numerous complaints about how the program that we start from the center changes its character, content, and effect by the time it gets down to the roots. Those complaints may perhaps be wholly or partially true, but there is no use of making noises here to correct it. We must go into it in depth and find out what the blockades are, what the problems are, and take salutary steps to remove them. In the agricultural sector, the growth has not been as what we would like it to be. We have invested colossal sums of money on irrigation, power, fertilizers, pesticides, and various other inputs for our agricultural operations. We have allowed higher prices for the farmers' products. Yet production is not increasing as it should, and this needs serious attention. We approach anti-poverty programs in wider perspective. Perhaps the most important part of such programs is the educational program. There could, however, be no removal of poverty without education. In my view, it is the crux of all other developmental activities. It is becoming more and more important as technology develops in the world. It is common to all countries. The dimensions may differ, the details may vary, but the basic problem is the same. Nowadays, technology develops at a very fast rate. If our younger generation did not get educated equivalently, then they will lag behind. India's foreign policy has been targeted on the public sector philosophy. We are following the non-alignment policy. If alignment becomes strong and if blocks become strong, developing countries and those countries which recently won their independence will lose that very freedom. Even today, we find that although we have thrown off the colonial yoke and are independent, the world economy is not that independent. Sir, the very survival of political order is depending on the foundations of the moral order that it is based on. Our political freedom struggle was based on the two vital values of truth and non-violence. Contemporary nation building and the moral inspiration that we have in building our nation comes from these values. The need of the hour is unflinching secularism, unity in our democracy, in maintaining the essential values of heritage. It is said that we are small men serving great causes. I would like to add that as the cause is great, some of that greatness falls upon us. It is for us to deserve that unique honor and try to preserve it. It is in that spirit that we should strive our best, undaunted and undeflected. With these few observations, I commend the motion for the acceptance of the House. Thank you.